Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bullring. I'm Alan D. She's Jess Ballard. Today's show sponsored by our friends at 5-Star Race Car Bodies, and we hope you enjoyed the best of show that we did last week. I didn't realize how many good interviews we had done until I saw last week, and good interview subjects. I don't know if the interviews were good, but the subjects were great.
Yeah, who's to say, but I felt like we had a solid bucket to choose from already. And how was your sleep study?
My sleep study didn't go great because I want to be on drugs to help me stay awake, but they said they didn't get enough data when I was sleeping. So they're switching my CPAP to a BiPAP, and then we'll see if I'm narcoleptic or... Oh, sorry. If I'm narcoleptic or not. You want to go on the poll and see who's on the show today?
Yeah, we can talk about that offline.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, Katie Hettinger are going to join us after a big Speedweeks in New Smyrna. Toby Christie, for the first time, will be here with us to talk about Daytona. Greg Van Alst, the winner of the Daytona ARCA race, will also join us, along with Connor Jones, who won the Pro Late Model Championship at Speedweeks as well. Well, you know, I don't know if you noticed or not, but Ricky Stenhouse Jr. took the win in the Daytona 500.
I did happen to notice.
Did you know that? And he got inducted on Monday, or had the champions breakfast at Daytona, as you can see right now at Daytona, by virtue of winning. Got to imprint his hands there in cement. We talked to him earlier this year about what it would mean to win the Daytona 500.
I love super speedway racing. It's fun. It's challenging. You got to really think about it, which makes it fun. But we've been kind of in a dull spot right now in super speedways as far as getting finishes. I feel like we've contended for wins, and I don't think Daytona owes us anything, but we feel like we definitely have unfinished business after last year. Winning the Daytona 500 would be just, probably the top accomplishment so far in my career. So if we can get that done this year, that would be huge.
And Jess, it is a life-changing moment to go out there and win the Daytona 500 like he did. But is it a surprise? I think the biggest surprise is doing it with a single-car team when you saw so much team drafting going out there, maybe more this year than I've ever seen.
Yes. First of all, I love to see drivers talk about what a win would mean to them before it happens, because it really makes you so excited you feel the excitement with them when it finally does happen. Yeah, the Daytona 500 finish is always unpredictable, so I can't say it was a surprise. But it was certainly great to see a one-car team come home with the win. I don't want to call them underdogs, but
they are.
Yeah, it's always a feel-good story when a win like that happens.
Yeah, and you think about Ted Geschachter, the car owner, and his wife Jody, Brad Daugherty.
I heard Brad had to leave.
Yeah, he left early, I guess, because he had gotten something in his eyes, and the sun was, so he was on the way back and didn't get to enjoy it in Victory Lane.
That hurts me.
That does. But I'm sure there's going to be a celebration here in Charlotte, because I don't even know if they've gotten back yet from Daytona, because you go from one place to the next, to the next, to the next on this media tour. You know what else it's time for now? You got it this time.
The highlights?
There's time for highlights, and let's go to the highlights right now. At Citrus County this past weekend here on Racing America, the open wheel modifieds were in action, and Brad Bowman took the win there. Of course, we were part of the production of the World Series at New Smyrna Speedway. Last Tuesday, the Southern Super Series started their season out with the Clyde Hart Memorial. Early trouble for William Sawalich. After that, trouble for Stephen Nassy. A couple of good contenders there, right? Bubba Pollard, running well, looking good until he wasn't. Has a mechanical problem. He goes out early. That spelled good things for William Byron, as he was able to back up his win from the Clyde Hart Memorial with a win this year's race. And the modifieds. You want to talk about some domination. Here's some clips from the John Blewett III Memorial. Of course, the modifieds there for multiple nights, including the Wheeler Modified Tour. Matt Hirschman, a clean sweep of all the Tour Type Modified races at New Smyrna. What an accomplishment to go out there and do that, because there were more modifieds there this year than there's been in probably 25 years, and there's been a lot of modifieds there the last couple of years.
Yeah, and a lot of great drivers. It's kind of like the Daytona 500 in a way. Speedweeks is, when a lot of it's luck or things just going the right way for you, and you really have to be spot on in every category to win, and to sweep is just, that's a feat.
It's a feat, that's for sure, and congratulations to all those drivers. We got a busy March coming up here on Racing America. You can keep up with it here on racingamerica.com.tv, our social channels, and don't forget our 24/7 channel as well. You can see Racing America all day, every week, 24/7 on connected devices. Be sure to check that out. When we come back, we're going to talk to our first guest, Katie Hettinger.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
The hunt for the bear is on at Montgomery Motor Speedway. Saturday, March 4th, it's the 59th annual Alabama 200. Come see the best pro late models in the country as they race for 200 laps and $10,000 to win. Plus, you can see the open wheel modified and street stocks. It's the Alabama 200, March 4th at Montgomery Motor Speedway. Can't be there? You can watch it all on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Hey, I'm William Byron, and you're watching Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. Alan Dietz, Jess Ballard here with you. And on the poll today, our first guest really made a lot of news down at Speedweeks. That's Katie Hettinger. And Katie, right now I understand you're actually at a racetrack practicing. What are you up to?
Yeah, right now I'm at Carolina Motorsports Park. I'm testing a Spec Miata car for Shea Holbrook. I'm going to run a few races with her and her team this year.
That's awesome. So it sounds like that's a woman-owned team. And so I'm assuming that you're just trying to get as much seat time as possible as you're developing your skills and moving up through the ranks. So tell us what else you have on your schedule for this year.
Yeah, so this year I'm going to run a few road course races with Shea. We're going to run like Sebring, Daytona, Road Atlanta, some of those tracks. And then I have 30 total pro late model races with Anthony Campy Racing. We're going to run the full Cars Tour Pro schedule, and then the 5 Pensacola races plus the Snowflake. And then I also have 16 micro races on the schedule that I'm going to run at Millbridge on dirt with Chevy and Mike Carver.
Well, you already made a lot of news over the last few days, becoming the first lady to ever win a pro late model race as part of Speedweeks at New Smyrna. What expectations did you go into Speedweeks with, and did it exceed or did it meet your expectations?
Yeah, I think we had a very successful Speedweeks. I had never been to Speedweeks, even to watch, because I was never allowed to skip school. So this was my first time going to Speedweeks, and I'm really glad we were able to go with Anthony Campy Racing. We knew going in that we probably had a good shot to win a race, or at least a few. And then the first night we didn't have the best finish, and then I got second and third the next 2 nights. And so we knew that we had a really good car, and we definitely could bring home a win. And so we had a DNF the night before my win. And so when I got my win, it definitely was a very sweet moment. And I'm really glad I was able to leave Speedweeks with a win.
Well, I know you want to ask her a question because you were very excited about Speedweeks. But, Katie, if you ever need any pointers on skipping school, Jess is absolutely who you need to talk to.
That's not true, Katie. Don't tell your dad that. He won't let you hang out with me. In fact, the week of Speedweeks, I saw some discourse online, people saying like, man, a lot of these young drivers, they don't seem to have much emotion when they get out of the car and when they win. And that's something that people were missing from Victory Lane. And then I see this picture during Speedweeks of Katie getting out of her car, and you just seem so excited. Like, this picture made me feel like I was there. It made me excited, and it was something that I hadn't seen all Speedweeks, really.
I'm pretty sure Will Bellamy shot that picture, so hopefully I will be showing it to you right now.
Maybe. Was it Adam Fenwick? Well,
I don't know who did, but we'll figure it out.
You know the one, Katie, and I just want to tell you that your excitement was just radiating through your smile, and as a short track fan, it was so good to see. Tell us what your emotions were when you climbed up on the car and were waving that checkered flag.
Oh, I was so pumped. I always get excited when I win, obviously, because every one of mine is a huge moment for me. And we were so close that week to getting a win. And then before the race, one of my crew guys, Jimmy, he told me, he said, if you win, you're standing on the roof. And so I was like, can I? And he's like, well, you can put 1 foot up. So that's exactly what I did. And I was so pumped. Everyone was so happy. My crew, you know, we needed a win so bad, and we knew we were close to one. So once I got that one, the feeling was amazing.
So Gio Ruggiero drove this car last year. He won the Show Me the Money points at Montgomery, had a really good year, and ended up making a few super starts at the end of the year. Is there any chance for you in a super this year if things go the right way?
Yeah, probably. We'll have to see how it all plans out. Obviously, we're focusing more on the pro, but it all depends how Casey Rogers' races line up too. But if I am able to get a ride in the super, that would be awesome.
All right, what's the next races that we're going to see you in?
So my next race is March 11th at Southern National, and that's when the Cars Tour season starts.
Well, Katie, we'll be watching. We're going to have a lot of coverage of the Cars Tour this season. Congratulations on a great Speedweeks, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you more this year.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, ma'am. All right, that's Katie Hettinger.
She's just a rock star.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that I think when women first got into racing, and minorities in general, I don't think they went up the pop line. I don't think they had the opportunities up the pop line and Bandoleros and Legends cars, things of that nature, micros. And now you're seeing whenever they get that opportunity, which it's evolved here in the last 10 or 15 years, now they're having success.
Yes. Travis and I talk about this a lot. Like, it seems like the whether it's equipment or just resources aren't always equal for men and women in racing. And so when a woman who has talent and has the great equipment and is able to put the whole package together and go out and win, that's just really exciting to see, because there's just not as many chances for us to see that. So,
and there's a lot of pressure, because if she goes out there and doesn't run good in that car,
yes,
for Anthony Campy, that everybody knows runs well,
yes, then
it's a setback. But she did.
Yeah, she
met the expectations.
And I know Katie's got a great team of people around her, and that was probably discussed and talked about when, putting her in good equipment, what the expectations are. And she's gone out and just, like I said, she's been a rock star. And so it's all working out for her. And it's just been so exciting to watch.
Well, as it normally is, it's a wild start to the season at Daytona for the Cup Series. When we come back for the first time, we're going to have Toby Christie in studio with us to get us caught up on his thoughts about everything that happened this past week in Daytona.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
With a can of PB Blaster in your hand, even you can work it like a pro. PB Blaster busts the toughest rust anywhere it's found. In the garage.
That's what I'm talking about.
In the yard.
Oh, that's right, you're in control. Come at me, bro.
Penetrate tough rust anywhere around the house.
Come on, get you some. That's right, baby. Woo!
PB Blaster. Don't bust your knuckles, bust your nuts.
Get some.
I feel like short track racing is obviously really important to our stock car racing and what we do, every weekend is, you got to continue the pipeline, from the bottom to the top. And, when you go back, and race, whether it be sprint cars or, late models, what have you at those short tracks, I feel like right now is the sport's really, really healthy. There's so many families that are out there racing together, which I think is very important, spending family time together and continuing to try and help their kids up the path to where we are here.
Glad to have you back here on the Bullring with us. Special thanks to our friends at 5-Star Race Car Bodies for sponsoring us. Now, our Racing America Rewind to hear this week. We welcome for the first time this year on the show, and, well, first time ever on the show, but it's going to be the first of many, Toby Christie. And Toby, first off, thanks for joining us. You explain your role in the Racing America family right now.
Well, I think I'm helping out with NASCAR coverage because, things have been a little sparse on the website. So I'm just kind of bringing my expertise in and helping out the coverage there.
Well, tell me a little bit about Speedweeks. You were down in Daytona, which it's still so weird to me that nothing on track starts till Thursday, right?
They had a qualifying Wednesday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, It's crazy, because I was used to being down there for 12 or 13 days. So what's it like having everything more compact?
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre because, like you said, you're so used to so many different things, practice sessions and everything else like that before we even get into qualifying the duels and things of that nature, and that just didn't happen this time around. So it was really, really bizarre. And kind of was hard to get a flow of how the week was going and really who was the favorite before we even got into any of the on-track activity. So it was kind of weird. I don't know going forward what the plan is next year, but I think a lot of people would like to have at least a practice before the duels.
It's not speed weeks. It's like speed long
days.
Weekend. Yeah.
Speed days.
Yeah.
Speed President's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really weird. But overall, it was a great week. I think we ended up seeing some great racing. Unfortunately, the Truck Series race got ended by rain early, but Xfinity and Cup were both good races. Had some crashes towards the end, but overall, we saw some good racing.
Can I just say how excited I am to have you on board because...
You can.
Okay, I'm going to. the wealth of knowledge that you provide. I mean, we got Zach, who's our stats guy, but I mean, every little piece of information, a race fan or someone in the industry, I have to admit, I have used TobyChristie.com for my jobs, many jobs in the industry. I mean, you have got everything buttoned up and easy to find, and it's really any race fan or anyone in the industry's dream.
And how do you do
Yeah,
that?
how do you do it?
I mean, it's hard. A lot of work is what it is. We spend a lot of hours, a lot of man hours between myself, Joseph Shrigley, who's kind of my right-hand man there. We spend a lot of time putting it all together. But
is it just the two of you?
As far as the majority of the coverage, the two of us, we do have some guys that help out with ARCA coverage and stuff like that. We've got a guy named Ben who helps us with that. We've got a guy named RJ as well that was actually at Daytona with me that kind of primarily focuses more on Xfinity coverage. But
and Jay Pinnell's working with us, and he added a ton. I thought between the two of you guys and Joseph, it was, the idea behind Racing America is to have that mix of cup and grassroots racing. And I felt like last week was the first time that we really got a good mix of it. And it was almost 50-50, I thought.
Yeah, nothing happened, I feel, at the racetrack without us knowing about it.
That's
yeah,
right.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's good to see, and especially for the people who follow the website and follow the social channels for Racing America. It's cool to see that they can go there and get everything in one spot. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So I think Ricky Stenhouse winning the Daytona 500 is a surprise in the sense that it's a single car team. We know he is a good super speedway driver, a good drafter. What other surprises or things did we learn out of Daytona this year, you think?
I think we saw that Richard Childress Racing, we kind of got a glimpse of it in the duel, or in the Clash and the duels, that they would be working together pretty well. I think we saw that come through in Daytona again. They were working really well towards the end. They had a really good shot to win the race had there not been a caution late.
I don't know about that starting side by side on that restart, though. They might be rethinking that one.
Yeah, for sure. But,
I got the idea, but they might be rethinking that one.
Aside from that stuff, though, I think had we not had the late race caution from Suarez, I think we're talking about Kyle Busch as a Daytona 500 champion.
Mm-hmm. It was a very odd race. I think I heard some stat that it was like the longest initial green flag run
in like the last 10 or 15 years, and then it's the longest Daytona 500 ever mileage wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bizarre because, like you said, the first 80% of the race was pretty clean. Lead changes out just all day long. I mean, 52 lead changes total, over half the field led a lap. It was a really good Daytona 500. And then, of course, we had the late race shenanigans that kind of popped up and made things a little wild and weird. But at the end of the day, it was a really good Daytona 500.
Well, for the folks that might not know who you are, and I don't think there's a lot of folks watching on the show, where can they find all your news and information?
Yeah, I mean, you can go to TobyChristie.com. First off, that's where we kind of house everything. But you can follow me on Twitter at Toby_Christie. The website's at TobyChristie.com. And every social media platform, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything TobyChristie.com will get you to where we're at.
Yep, check it out, folks. There's nothing that'll get by you if you
it's amazing.
If you keep up with all of Toby's information.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you too. When we come back, we talked about how excited Katie Hettinger was. Greg Van Alst might have been a little bit more excited. We're going to talk to him about his Daytona ARCA win after this.
Communication is key in the racing world. When it comes to at-the-track communications, there is only one place to call. Racing Electronics is the #1 source for professional race communications worldwide. Over 20 years in the business proves their dedication to the sport. With every driver and crew communication, two-way radios and headsets, scanners and more, Racing Electronics is a one-stop communication source for all your motorsports needs. Before the green flag flies, make sure you have all your team communication gear from Racing Electronics. Stop by and see a Racing Electronics representative at the track near you. Visit their showroom in Concord, North Carolina, or order online at racingelectronics.com.
It's race time on Short Track America.
Dirt or pavement, from east to west. Short Track America features some of the biggest grassroots races around the country. super late models to street stock racing. If it's on a half-mile or smaller track, it's on Short Track America. On MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Cirque Motorsport has been providing industry-leading cleaning and analysis for heat exchangers for over 15 years. Now that same technology is here in the U.S., tailored to your specific competitive needs for every racing market.
The only 100% certain way to know that your cooler is clean.
Go to CirqueMotorsport.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more details on how we can help you gain Cirque speed.
I'm Casey Roderick, and you're watching Racing America.
Glad to have you back with us here on the Bullring, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. Jess and Alan here with you this afternoon. And our lucky dog this week, I don't think there was a lot of luck involved, though, is the winner of the Daytona ARCA race. We've had him on before as a CRA champion. That's Greg Van Alst. And Greg, I don't think there was anybody in the short track pavement world that was not glad to see you win that race. Tell me about crossing the finish line and then what it was like whenever we saw you get out of that car and talk to Fox.
Oh man. The whole move to set him up off of turn 4, it started about 2 laps prior to, and I just kept trying to lock bumpers with him and push him and push him and push him. And the whole goal was to get him shoved out to where I could catch the signature slingshot move. And, got locked bumpers with him, coming to the white flag, disconnected at the tri-oval, got locked with him again in the center of 1 and 2, and then pushed him out, backed up to Connor Mozak. And when I felt our cars engage, just kind of stayed in the 44 cars tire tracks. And I felt like I was going just a little bit too soon.
I did too.
It all played out. Yeah, it all played out. I did that same move in the test down there to a couple cars that were leading the pack, and I knew our car was really good across the center, but I didn't know, coming to the checker, if I was able to get a run like that, if it would stay. And I was just kind of watching my mirror, and Brandon Lyons was kind of painting the picture. And when I felt Connor kind of re-engage with the rear bumper, I knew it was over. But when you go to take the lead, and there's just nothing out your front windshield except for the checkered flag, it's just, man, I don't even know how to describe that feeling. It was just the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah, we talked to Katie Hettinger at the top of the show, and she won down at New Smyrna earlier in the week. And we were talking about this beautiful picture we saw of her so excited on top of the car. And I was like, that's going to be the victory lane celebration of Speedweeks. But then I saw your victory lane celebration. And I mean, as someone from pavement late model racing, like, I was just beaming with pride. Like, I had the biggest smile. They pan to your crew. Everyone is so emotional. And I'm sure a lot of people watching this show can relate and put themselves in your shoes and what a win like that means. And what did you say? You said that, a guy like you isn't supposed to have a win like this, and it's for all the short track racers out there. And I would love to. So can you walk us through, like, who you took down with you to the track? Like, who was on your crew? Because I know it's much different than maybe, say, the Venturinis or other teams like that.
Yeah, I mean, how close is it to the late model team that you had?
Yeah.
It is the exact same team. It's the exact same guys. I think we're missing a couple guys that were on the championship crew. Kevin and Chris Shannon. They're still running doing the late model stuff, but it's Brandon Grant, Jason Garrett, Chris Garrett, my brother Matt, Devin Fairchild, gosh, I had to put a list here together so I wouldn't forget anybody. But it's it's the same crew. Brandon Lyons, as you guys all know, I mean, he spots at short track races all over the country. But it's the same group of guys. I'm just gonna run through their names again because I just don't want to leave anybody out. But Brandon Garrett, Jason Garrett, or Brandon Grant, Jason Garrett, Brian Demlin, he runs the Pro Late Model Series. Devin Fairchild, Chris Garrett, Matt Van Alst. You know, it's amazing. It's the same group of guys. Of course, we have Jim Long. He's got lots of Cup experience, and he's helping us. You know, Chris Barkdahl. He's still you know, heavy supporter of our program, just like he was in the late model program. But yeah, essentially, it's the same team.
Well, that was what I thought, but I wanted to make sure. And to me, that makes it even sweeter. Great job. Congratulations on behalf of all of us. It's just a wonderful thing to see so many of the smaller teams up front there at the end at Daytona. Congratulations, enjoy it, and be very proud of what you guys accomplished.
Yeah, thank you. It's definitely a dream come true. Something I never thought I'd be part of.
Well, we were very excited. Again, great job.
Thank you.
All right, that's Greg Van Alst coming off that big win at Daytona in the ARCA Series. When we come back, we were able to chat with some of the drivers down at Daytona during media day, and just now seeing the Daytona 500, it's kind of interesting to go back and see what those guys thought heading in. You'll hear that whenever we come back.
Never before in the 70-year history of Five Flag Speedway has a season opener been anything quite like this. The biggest names in short track racing converge on the high banks of Five Flag Speedway for the opening round of the Deep South Cranes Blizzard Series and the inaugural event of the ASA Stars National Racing Tour. The biggest stars, the fastest cars. It's the Sunshine State 200 for Super Late Models, March 10th and 11th. Go to FiveFlagSpeedway.com for full details.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
Rhino Classifieds is an online classifieds platform built for racers and race fans. Rhino makes finding parts, trailers, and specialty vehicles easy. Posting is free. Signing up is free. That's a lot of free. So jump in and join the most streamlined motorsports-focused classifieds out there at rhino.co. That's RYNO.co.
Well, you know, as we mentioned a little bit earlier with Toby, we had Toby down at Daytona for Racing America. Holly Kane was down there, Jay Pinnell doing stuff for us. And I thought everything they did was fabulous.
Spectacular, as usual.
Yes, it was great. And on Wednesday, of course, the drivers had media day there at Daytona, and on occasion you also have folks come into the media center, including Richard Petty, where the press gets to ask them some questions. Here's a look back at some of the guys we were able to speak to here over this past week. And as I mentioned a little earlier, this is before the Daytona 500. Of course, we know what happened in the Daytona 500. Just kind of interesting to see what their thoughts were going in and how it played out.
You know, it certainly was more of a confidence boost just for our team, because there was a lot of things that, a lot of unknowns necessarily. Chad's never worked on this car. I have some experience with it, but it was kind of like laying that foundation, so to speak. And I spoke early on before we even got on racetrack and said we have to go out and perform, we have to go and win. And I think that showed a little glimpse of what our capabilities is as a team. And moving forward, I feel like, you know, our job, that just builds some momentum. So now we need to go into the duels. We got to be aggressive. We got to try and win that. And then we need to fight for the win all day on Sunday. So this, I think someone asked me earlier, as far as their season really doesn't start till Fontana. For me, it started in November. So we're ready to go, and we're ready to fight.
I remember coming here in the trucks, coming here in Xfinity, and absolutely hating it because I think I don't want to get into, I've only caused one wreck or two wrecks. I don't want to bring that juju on myself. But every wreck that I was a part of in those series, I was just an innocent bystander. And it's just like, man, this is so frustrating. And I know a lot of guys in the field kind of feel that way. And I don't know, ever since I was doing that fill-in race in the 43 in 2017, I think we finished 10th. I had a blast. It was fun. It was new. I was racing against Jimmy Johnson then, and I was like, it's so cool. Like, I was enjoying it. And now, a few more gray hairs, I feel like an old man and a part of the series now. But that moment made me appreciate speedway racing. And then we show up in 2018, finish second, get wrecked out by Reddick in the following 500, maybe again in the next 500. Then we finish second again. So we're kind of hit or miss, but we've had some really good finishes. So just get lucky every once in a while, I guess.
I've had good races, a couple, where I'm like, okay, I got a handle on this, and then come back the next time you crash on like lap 20 and you're like, okay, now I don't. So yeah, I don't know, it's just it's unique, and I think it's hard to study for, because it changes, you know, almost every time you go back to a place. You know, setups evolve, cars evolve, so it's hard. But you know, there's a handful of guys that seem to always be up front, no matter what generation car it is or what, you know, rules package it may be. So they just have a good understanding of it.
There are nerves. I mean, I know how much effort our group has put into you know, to my car and all three cars and the effort. So I feel really good about that. But there is some level of anxiety due to the fact that you don't get a practice line. So I hope it starts. I hope, you know, so just the basic things that can sometimes haunt you with a race car. I just hope all of that's in order. But you know, Todd Gordon has done a great job of leading the help from Dave Ellens and Nick Lambert and their groups to put three, you know, really strong cars out there is so appreciated. And you know, really hope that we have a strong qualifying effort tonight to make tomorrow much more stressful.
The cars are so close and they don't have any horsepower. So it's hard for, one car can't do anything. In other words, if somebody pulls out a line, they gotta have help. And that's because they don't have any horsepower. And so NASCAR likes, or the situation is that, you know, you got 15 or 20 cars running and you come down to the end of the race and you gotta be in the right line with the right people. And the deal is, it's not the decision you make as much as the decision of what somebody else makes.
It's funny to see how that translated, right?
Yes.
You know,
this race is just truly so unpredictable.
And I think it was even worse this year because we talked about the lack of practice. You know, they didn't even practice before they qualified. I mean, it was crazy, and somehow it works. And you know, they mentioned it on the broadcast this past week. but they learned a lot during COVID about practice and the need for practice and not having practice. And I would hope from a cost saving measure that it worked. Now, did it? I don't know.
Yeah, I go back and forth on that topic, but I will say, how crazy was it? I think there were a few guys that were making their first laps in a cup car.
Yeah.
For
Travis Pastrana.
Yeah, qualifying or yeah. I mean that is just insane at Daytona.
It's crazy. But somehow it all managed to work. And you know what else worked? We talked to Katie Hettinger a little bit earlier. Well, we're going to talk to the champion of the World Series in the Pro Late Models after this. That's Connor Jones.
With a can of PB Blaster in your hand, even you can work it like a pro. PB Blaster busts the toughest rust anywhere it's found. In the garage.
That's what I'm talking about.
In the yard.
Oh, that's right, you're in control. Come at me, bro.
Penetrate tough rust anywhere around the house.
Come on, get you some. That's right, baby. Woo!
PB Blaster. Don't bust your knuckles, bust your nuts.
Get some.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
I'm Derek Griffith, and you're watching Racing America.
Good to be back here with you on the Bullring, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies after a busy couple of weeks down in Florida. And this week's pavement pounder, he was very busy as well, is Connor Jones. Connor joining us now, coming off a championship in the Pro Late Model divisions at the World Series. Congratulations, and thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. It's really an honor to be on this.
Well, a great week or so down in Florida. The Pro Late Model division down there during Speedweeks is always crazy. It's always competitive. Tell me how you guys were able to put it all together and come out and start the season as strong as you did.
I think a lot of it was great race cars provided by RNS, the whole RNS crew, Marcus Richmond. And it really all started with a clear head going into 2023. You know, we left everything we did in 2022 behind us, and we just started fresh and really just tried focusing on winning the championship. We played smart. We tried not to ruffle any feathers this year, and ended out coming out with the championship.
Speaking of having a clear head and being in the right headspace, how this event is very unique in the way that you're going for a championship, but it's over, a short amount of time as opposed to several months.
Also shorter races.
Yeah. So how do you mentally prepare yourself for Speedweeks? Do you take it one race at a time, or do you kind of look at it like I'm in it for the long haul?
It's honestly just one race at a time. You go in there, and if you wreck out one night, your championship chances are ruined. So you really just got to take it one race at a time and see where it takes you.
And I feel like at some point in the week, the days start like blending together.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know, where am I at in the points? What night is it? What race is going on? So I know it can be like really mentally draining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It is definitely exhausting. And like you said, the days just start blending together and you start getting a rhythm of going out there like 12:45, going to driver's meeting, 1:30 practice. It's the same thing every day, and it definitely does get tiring and exhausting.
You know, you make the move over from late model stocks, which you had predominantly ran. You go to the Snowball Derby, you qualify great, you run great, have some misfortune as the day goes along, but the car was strong, it was competitive. I think there are high expectations for you coming into 2023. Do you feel that way? And what is the plan here in the next month or so?
The plan right now is we got a late model stock race at Goodyear in 2 weeks. And then after that, I think we go to Phoenix. And then we got a bunch of truck races, ARCA races. We got a couple super late, like we're running Slinger Nationals. I'm really excited for that. We got a bunch of late model stock races. It's going to be a busy year right now. I think we got close to 51 races this year.
Wow. You know, we were talking to Katie Hettinger a little bit earlier, and she's practicing a Mazda Miata today on a road course. Is there anything that replaces that seat time? I can't see, you know, I know you're in a gaming chair now, and there's telemetry and all this different stuff that teams can use, but nothing I think can replace that seat time.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult to replace it with like iRacing or something like that, but iRacing is probably one of the closest things that at home you could do to get seat time, and I enjoy personally going out there with my buddies and just racing online. And but also sometimes you gotta take it seriously and just go out there by yourself and practice just to get seat time.
Well, I know it's going to be a busy year for you. We've seen the ARCA and truck announcements. Again, congratulations on Speedweeks, and enjoy it. You know, just try to step aside at all these different opportunities you got this year and just take it all in, because it can be a whirlwind.
Yeah, that's mainly what I'm going to try and do. Just take it, like she said earlier, just one race at a time, and see where the year takes us. Really, I think it's going to be a pretty good year with the way we started off.
I think it is too. Again, congratulations. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, that's Connor Jones, and another young talent coming up through the ranks here.
Yes, and really getting a diverse experience in all these different series and getting as much seat time as possible. Bubba Pollard said it a few months ago, or was it last year, about seat time.
Yep.
And all these kids are listening.
Yeah, and even Bubba, you know, he said it's hard to go out there and race against Donnie Wilson's cars when they're racing 50 times a year, so that's why he's going to race more this year too, even including dirt. When we come back, we're going to preview the weekend for you here on Racing America and some of the stuff we've got coming up for you.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Race fans, Hickory Motor Speedway is the place to be March 17th and 18th. The Pro All-Star Series and American Canadian Tour kick off their seasons with the 18th annual Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed. 2 huge nights of racing with over 500 laps of late model action beginning on Friday night, March 17th. The Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed at Hickory Motor Speedway, March 17th and 18th. And you can see it all on Racing America.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety and the exclusive importer for Schroth belts and Schubert helmets. When risk is around every corner, let our experts help you select the best harness belts, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. Don't make safety an afterthought. We have 25 years of experience of educating our customers on all aspects of driver safety and providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sport cars. Visit our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us out online at hmsmotorsports.com to learn the details of our products and, of course, order online.
Glad to have you back with us here on Racing America. And Jess, we got a little bit, well, we were busy in February, but we're going to be very busy over the next couple of weeks going into March next, or actually this weekend here on Racing America. Super late models will be at Citrus County Speedway down in Florida. Continue with some of that Florida action. But boy, March is just unbelievable. The Hunt for the Bear, the Alabama 200 coming up in a little over a week and a half. That'll be at Montgomery Motor Speedway. Following weekend, the Stars opener at Five Flags Speedway. That's going to be a huge race. Found out today Derek Thorne is going to be back after his big Snowball Derby win.
Is it just for that race or for the whole tour?
I don't know about that.
Oh. All right. Let's get him on the show and ask him.
I didn't find out that much, but we'll try to effort that. And all of that on Racing America.
Mm-hmm.
And the following week, listen to this. Easter Bunny 150 Pass Act at Hickory Motor Speedway. And that same weekend, the Rattler at South Alabama Speedway. And there'll be a little bit of overlap. Friday, there'll be local action at the Rattler and the Pass and Act cars at Hickory. Saturday, Pass and Act at Hickory and the Pro Late models, Baby Rattler on Saturday. And then on Sunday, the Rattler 250 will be on its own. And as I said, you'll be able to see it all here on Racing America. And that is very exciting. More money being given out at the Rattler than ever before. I believe it pays $20,000 to win. The Stars opener at Five Flags, 200 laps. It's around $20,000 to win. We mentioned Derek Thorne going to Five Flags. We know Jeremy Doss is going to be at the Rattler, and Ty Majeski somehow is going to work the Rattler into his schedule with the trucks at Atlanta. So there's going to be a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, and I just want to add that I love a good theme. A good themed party. All these races that have super cool trophies for some reason are my favorite to watch. We got the Bear at Alabama 200. Yep. And we got a Snake.
Yeah.
The Rattler.
And an Easter Bunny at Hickory.
Do they?
Yeah.
They have a rabbit?
Is
the trophy a rabbit?
Yeah.
It is?
There's a rabbit with the trophy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Ain't that something?
I don't know. That's the promoter in me.
And we don't plan any of this if you didn't notice. You know something else I want to talk about?
What?
That you should be looking forward to. March 9th. That's 2 days before the Cars Tour season opener at Southern National Motorsports Park.
Yes.
This is actually something you know about. You will see the debut here on Racing America every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, of Cars Tour Weekly.
Is this the official announcement? Are we breaking news right now?
It is right now.
I am very excited about this show.
You will be hosting it along with Cars Tour guests throughout the year.
Yes.
I was not invited to be a part of it.
That's not true.
Which is not a shock.
That's not true. They were like, we'll give her a shot.
Well, we don't, it's going to be a little bit different. We don't want it to look exactly like
We
the
don't want it to
Bullring.
be another Bullring.
Yeah, and so it'll be about the Cars Tour. Of course, the Bullring will have our stars and SRL National and Pass and Act and Northwest Super Late Model drivers on. So hopefully that'll give you your racing fix. And it's also the Cars Tour Weekly show on Thursdays is going to lead into Dirty Air, which will follow here on Racing America with Rodney Rodriguez.
Yes, another pal of ours. Before the show debuts, I just want to tell all the folks at home that I learned everything I know from Alan. So keep that in mind.
Yep.
On
Please do.
whether or not this
Good or bad. She'll be rubbing the back of her head a lot and going,
But on a serious note, these, especially the late model tours, there are so many stories and stories of drivers and storylines with the championship and the different racetracks they go to that we truly could have an hour-long show for every series every week. So I'm glad one of them's getting a spotlight, and I think it'll be good.
Yep. And as I said, all of our other tours will continue to be spotlighted here on the Bullring. We're going to wrap up another Bullring right after this.
Communication is key in the racing world. When it comes to at-the-track communications, there is only one place to call. Racing Electronics is the #1 source for professional race communications worldwide. Over 20 years in the business proves their dedication to the sport. With every driver and crew communication, two-way radios and headsets, scanners and more, Racing Electronics is a one-stop communication source for all your motorsports needs. Before the green flag flies, make sure you have all your team communication gear from Racing Electronics. Stop by and see a Racing Electronics representative at the track near you. Visit their showroom in Concord, North Carolina, or order online at racingelectronics.com.
Hooters and racing go together like killer wings and ice-cold beer. Racing has been at the core of Hooters' DNA from the beginning. Whether it's backing the best drivers or serving up the best food on race day, race fans know Hooters is the real deal. Big screens, great food, good times. Hooters, the official home of race fans.
Well, it's the final lap here on the Bullring. I want to thank all of our guests today, Katie Hettinger, as well as Greg Van Alst, Toby Christie, and Connor Jones. We want to thank you for watching. Thank you, Jess, for being a part of it, as always. And don't forget, Super Late Models at Citrus County Speedway this weekend here on Racing America. And if you have a smart TV or another connected device, lots of great programming on the Racing America 24/7 channel. Get to see the Bullring and lots of other great original programming right there on the 24/7 channel for connected devices. So for Jess, I'm Alan saying so long from here in Charlotte. We'll see you back here on the Bullring next week.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Get up on your feet, race fans.
Can you believe it? Right now, racing, in my opinion, is as healthy as it's been in the last 15 to 20 years.
Just wanting to make that first lap.
Go!
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
The hunt for the bear is on at Montgomery Motor Speedway. Saturday, March 4th, it's the 59th annual Alabama 200. Come see the best pro late models in the country as they race for 200 laps and $10,000 to win. Plus, you can see the open wheel modified and street stocks. It's the Alabama 200, March 4th at Montgomery Motor Speedway. Can't be there? You can watch it all on Racing America.